Warriors of Dominion, Zeus speaks. SOMNA'S strongest pet isn't the one most players will choose, and the difference can decide whether she controls the battlefield or falls before making an impact. One overlooked mechanic changes the entire answer. Watch this carefully. SOMNA can be patronized by 3 pets, Fenris, Oliver, and Axel. Before we dive in, there's one pet you might expect to see here, Mara. Since SOMNA is a control hero, it would seem like an obvious pairing. But surprisingly, it isn't. Mara cannot patronize SOMNA, so she's completely off the table. To figure out the best pet, we need to evaluate 2 separate factors for each one, the stats they provide through patronage and the patronage skill they bring into battle. Both have a meaningful impact on SOMNA'S performance, and interestingly, they don't point to the same winner. One pet offers the best stat package, while another provides the strongest battlefield utility. Let's start with what SOMNA actually wants from a pet. Her biggest priority is physical attack. Every part of her kit scales from it. It increases the damage of her basic attacks, raises the damage threshold on Lullaby Veil, strengthens both the armor bonus and attack reduction from Dream Armor, and boosts the damage dealt by Counting Sheep. Simply put, every ability in her kit benefits directly from higher physical attack, making it her most valuable offensive stat. Her second priority is a little less obvious, but it's just as important: survivability. Unlike many heroes, SOMNA has 0 dodge, so she has no natural way to avoid incoming attacks. Instead, her passive, Domain of Tranquility, actually encourages enemies to hit her. Every time SOMNA or an adjacent ally takes damage, the attacker receives a Sleepiness stack. That means the longer she stays alive, the more passive control she spreads across the enemy team without spending energy or casting another skill. That's an important distinction. For SOMNA, staying alive isn't just about surviving, it directly translates into more battlefield control. Every extra second she remains standing means more Sleepiness stacks, more delayed ultimates, and more disruption for the enemy team. With that in mind, let's see what each pet actually brings to the table. Fenris provides approximately 6,970 physical attack and 9,957 armor penetration. The physical attack is exactly what SOMNA wants, feeding directly into every skill she has. The armor penetration is a nice bonus for her basic attacks, although it's not the primary reason you're considering Fenris. Oliver provides approximately 99,576 health and 9,957 armor. That's roughly a 22% increase to SOMNA'S base health pool, along with a significant armor boost to reduce incoming physical damage. Instead of increasing her damage, Oliver dramatically improves her durability, allowing her to survive much longer during extended fights. Axel provides 9,957 magic attack and 9,957 armor. Unfortunately, the magic attack is completely wasted on SOMNA because none of her abilities scale from it. While the armor has some value, losing an entire primary stat makes Axel an easy elimination before we even consider patronage skills. So realistically, this comes down to Fenris versus Oliver. From a pure stat perspective, Fenris increases everything SOMNA does offensively. More physical attack means stronger skills across the board, but the increase is relatively modest. Adding 6,970 physical attack to a base of roughly 92,033 works out to about a 7.5% increase, so while every ability becomes stronger, the overall gain isn't massive. Oliver, on the other hand, increases both health and armor. Those defensive stats synergize extremely well with Domain of Tranquility. Every extra hit SOMNA survives means another opportunity for enemies to gain Sleepiness stacks simply by attacking her. That creates a snowball effect where her survivability actually fuels her control. So if we're judging stats alone, Oliver comes out ahead. His defensive bonuses complement SOMNA'S passive in a way that a modest physical attack increase simply can't. But stats only tell half the story. Once we look at patronage skills, the picture changes completely. Starting with Fenris, his patronage skill is Blind Rage. This gives SOMNA'S basic attacks a chance to blind enemies for 2 seconds. Normally, her basic attack fires every 4.5 seconds, dealing 100% physical attackers damage. With Blind Rage active, every one of those attacks also has the potential to disable an enemy. Think about what that means for her overall kit. SOMNA is already applying Sleepiness, casting Dream Armor, and transforming enemies with Counting Sheep. Blind Rage adds an entirely new layer of crowd control on top of everything else. Instead of simply increasing her damage, it expands her ability to shut enemies down. Every basic attack becomes another opportunity to deny enemy actions, making an already disruptive hero even harder to deal with. Now let's look at Oliver. His patronage skill is Eternal Bloom. Whenever SOMNA'S health drops below 50%, she receives a heal. It's a genuine survivability tool and can absolutely save her in longer battles. The downside is that it's reactive. It doesn't prevent damage or strengthen her control, it only activates after she's already in danger. Finally, for completeness, let's cover Axel. His patronage skill is Defensive Blub, which limits the damage SOMNA can take from a single attack to a percentage of her maximum health. On paper, that's solid protection against massive burst damage. The problem is that burst damage usually isn't what holds SOMNA back. Her biggest challenge is surviving long enough to continuously apply Sleepiness throughout the fight. Defensive Blub doesn't really improve that game plan, and with Axel's magic attack being completely wasted, he simply can't compete with the other two options. So, which pet should you actually use? For the vast majority of situations, Fenris is the best choice. SOMNA'S entire identity revolves around disrupting the enemy team, and Blind Rage amplifies that identity perfectly. Instead of simply increasing her numbers, it adds yet another control effect to a kit that's already overflowing with disruption. Between Sleepiness, Dream Armor, Counting Sheep, and now Blind, every basic attack becomes another chance to prevent the enemy from executing their strategy. A SOMNA that's constantly blinding enemies on top of everything else isn't just frustrating to fight, she can make the opposing team feel completely locked out of the battle. However, there's one important exception. If SOMNA is getting focused down and dying before she has time to spread Sleepiness or cycle through her control abilities, then none of Fenris's extra disruption matters. In those situations, switch to Oliver. The additional health and armor help her survive the opening burst, while Eternal Bloom provides a valuable second chance once her health falls below half. Against teams that consistently target SOMNA first, or in slower, more attrition-based battles, Oliver gives her the durability she needs to actually stay on the battlefield and perform her role. So the rule is simple. Fenris should be your default choice for almost every team composition because his patronage skill directly strengthens SOMNA'S control-focused playstyle. If SOMNA is consistently being eliminated before she can make an impact, swap to Oliver and prioritize keeping her alive long enough for her passive and control effects to take over the fight. And that wraps up SOMNA'S pet breakdown. We compared all three options by both their stats and their patronage skills, narrowed the choice down to the two that truly matter, and found one clear winner for most situations, along with a strong alternative whenever survivability becomes the bigger priority. That wraps up everything you need to know about SOMNA'S best pet choices. In most battles, Fenris is the clear winner thanks to the extra control from Blind Rage, while Oliver becomes the smarter pick when survivability is the priority. Now I want to hear from you. Which pet are you planning to use with Somna, or have you discovered a strategy that's working even better? Share your thoughts in the comments, so we can help the community make stronger decisions. If this guide helped you, don't forget to like the video, subscribe to the channel, and turn on notifications so you never miss future Hero Wars guides and strategy breakdowns. Until next time, keep adapting, keep optimizing, and stay one step ahead of the meta. Zeus, out.